The story of Jungkook and Jimin started with silence. Not the kind that's empty, but the kind that holds everything that words can't say. Under the bright lights of Seoul, two boys, Jungkook and Jimin, stood side by side, their hearts beating in sync with the rhythm of a dream too big for either of them to carry alone. Back then, no one could have guessed that these two would one day become the emotional heartbeat of BTS, the voices that melted millions of hearts across the world. But before the fame, before the sold-out arenas and silver microphones, there was uncertainty, exhaustion, and an unspoken bond that would change everything. Jungkook, the youngest, was quiet and reserved, often lost in the sound of his own perfectionism. Jimin, graceful and warm, was the light that filled the room even when no one was watching. They were different in every way, yet something about their differences created harmony. Behind the laughter, there were nights of doubt, times when they leaned on each other not as idols, but as two young men chasing a fragile dream. There's a story fans rarely hear the night before their first big performance. Jimin couldn't sleep. He sat by the window, rehearsing every move in his head, terrified of making a mistake. Jungkook noticed and quietly joined him, holding out a pair of earphones. "Let's just listen," he said. "No talking, no practicing, just music." For hours, they sat there, sharing one playlist, letting melodies fill the silence. In that moment, their friendship became something deeper. It wasn't just about surviving the stage. It was about trusting someone enough to share your silence. As BTS rose higher, so did the expectations. Every comeback brought more pressure, more scrutiny, more eyes watching every breath. Yet through it all, fans noticed something: those fleeting glances between Jungkook and Jimin on stage, the way their harmonies blended as if they were one voice. It wasn't just choreography. It was connection. The kind that can't be scripted, but fame has a way of testing even the strongest bonds. There were times when misunderstandings, distance, and exhaustion made everything feel heavier. Rumors swirled. Schedules pulled them apart. Yet somehow, every time the lights went down and the music started, they found each other again, through a glance, a smile, a shared lyric. It was as if the music itself refused to let them drift apart. And then came the moment that fans still talk about: the live performance where Jimin's voice cracked under emotion, and Jungkook, without hesitation, stepped closer, harmonizing softly to carry the song forward. That single act became a symbol, not of perfection, but of genuine friendship. It reminded the world that even idols can stumble, but true connection never falters. Behind the scenes, they remained each other's quiet strength. When Jimin struggled with self-doubt, Jungkook encouraged him. When Jungkook pushed himself too hard, Jimin reminded him to rest. Their bond wasn't built on fame, but on the unshakable trust that comes from growing up together under the same dream. Today, as BTS continues to redefine global music, the story of Jungkook and Jimin stands as a reminder of what makes their artistry so powerful. It's not just talent or discipline, but the humanity behind it. Two friends who turned their shared pain, laughter, and melodies into something the whole world could feel. Because in the end, Between Melodies and Glances isn't just their story, tease a reflection of every unspoken friendship, every bond that survives despite time, distance, and fame. And as the music fades, one truth remains: sometimes, the most powerful songs aren't written in words, but in the way two souls find harmony when the world is watching. If this story moved you, don't just scroll away, stay a little longer. Listen to their songs again. Watch the moments that made you feel something real. Because in every beat, every lyric, and every glance, Jungkook and Jimin remind us that music isn't just heard, it's felt.